Sorry that I was about 45 minutes late.
That's fine. It's fine. It's all good. We figured it out.
It's been a hectic few days, you know.
It is Mother's Day
I'm back
today.
now. It is.
Mm-hmm. At the time of this recording.
At the time this is recording. Yeah.
At this recording.
At this very moment.
It is Mother's Day, yes.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. What a great opening to the 271st episode of the Geek First Podcast.
Taylor's already dying over there.
Yeah, he's done. I am the 616, Travis Snell.
Oh, good one. I am the Adam Hart caster, Dylan Muss.
I am the don't say like so much Taylor Field.
Oh boy, just spoil our, behind the scenes secret. I
That's true.
remember Taylor, who continues to be the worst with these new mics. You gotta speak right into the new mic.
I did.
Right into it.
No.
I didn't?
You're fine. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a newscast, and yeah, we did our Marvel's Phase 4 prediction, but really this is a first newscast in I don't know how long. It's maybe a month since we've done a newscast. This usually happens to us in summer. We get bombarded with reviews and cons and E3s and babies. So we're
Babies.
Yeah,
multiple babies in
Yeah.
the Geek First right now.
So quickly, I just want to shout out and thank everybody again. Somehow, we're only 12 days into May, and you've made this our biggest month ever. So that's crazy. And I know we got a lot of new people listening because of the Endgame review. So thank you very much. We are just very appreciative of that. So yeah, it's very exciting. I'm trying to think of any plugs. Taylor, do you have any certain time frame when a certain show is coming back yet?
Ooh, a certain show like Rod or Not.
Potentially.
Yeah, it's ladies and gentlemen, it's been filmed. It's been edited, and I've given full creative rights to the host Ruben there, who's working on it, and he said it'd be done soon. So I, take it with a grain of salt. But
he makes zero money, so it's completely at his leisure.
It's completely
he can go as fast or as slow as he wants.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
I do have another thing I want to shout out.
okay, go.
What were you going to bring up? Was that about
I was
Rod or
just
Not?
going to say, no, I was going to say the Gauntlet Sport Tournament. Check that out because next week we'll be doing spoilers because soon, speaking of Ruben's match against Tyler Briggs, championship match, main title's going live soon. So there'll be spoilers soon for the sports tourney, which I'm in. Beautiful face. So check that out because next week there'll be winners, announcements, things like that. So check that video out. You got one more week that's on our YouTube video. And what about Rod or Not?
Well, this isn't about Rod or Not. I thought you were going to talk about Rod or Not, so I was going to change the
Master
topic.
transitions.
So yeah, no, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this month, there's a Godzilla review for Godzilla King of Monsters. I just want to make sure that you're aware that as a special tribute to that, I'll be dropping my Godzilla anime Part 3 review.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And,
Isn't that like months old?
Hell
It's been
yeah.
out?
He drops
yeah.
those for Kirkland typically, but,
Specifically
Kirkland really likes those.
Kirkland loves them. But yeah, this one will be dropping that same week, a celebration for Godzilla. So
you're doing like a retro, like a few months old retro.
well, no, because this came out a few months ago, so I'll be watching it and reviewing it, then releasing it, and then people can check out Part 1, Part 2, and then the new Part 3
There
that
you
I
go.
reviewed.
I know.
Gives them some time to get caught up.
Mm-hmm,
I was just wondering why you waited this long to review it.
School, babies, life, all the geek
Babies?
stuff.
Babies.
Yeah,
I didn't know there was babies in your life. That's quite
I thought there were babies everywhere.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that means.
Honestly, every movie that is coming out for the foreseeable future, yeah, we're going to be reviewing. So a quick little preview, and then we'll get into news. Next week, we're not doing John Wick 3 because we're not caught up, and we just have a time. But next week's going to be our E3 predictions cast, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then the week after that is Aladdin and Brightburn. I think Brightburn will probably be me, Dylan, and Tyler, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a hard maybe on that movie, so we'll see.
So there'll be some form of collection, and then Aladdin, I'm sure, will be myself, Taylor, and Jessica. So that'll be a double review that weekend, and then the week after that will be Godzilla, and then the week after that is Dark Phoenix and E3. So
it doesn't stop.
Yeah, the next few weeks you want to subscribe and give us a review because we're trying to hit 200.
Summer.
We're trying to hit 200 written reviews on iTunes. So if you can do that, that helps us hit our next landmark. Do we have anything else to plug? Game of Thrones polls are going on. You people are awful who are voting for this. You're picking the worst winners in the world.
I don't know any of the characters, so I honestly don't think I've looked at a single one. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. You did remind me, though, it is in talks, so we're probably thinking of doing maybe like a Game of Thrones like final review or something like that.
Yeah, I guess so. It is. Yeah, I guess we'll probably
We don't have any
that.
Game of Thrones content.
No, we're just going to review the last episode and do a full-on series review, Classic Geekverse. I think we may, because,
I wonder if anyone, just pops into our Facebook page, sees like this poll, and they're like, oh, I'm going to go check out their reviews, their episodes, and then
nothing.
Just radio silence.
Yeah, sorry, but finale I think we will do because it's a big big deal, and people are very pissy about it. So, as always,
Mm-hmm.
let's get.
I want to just shout out one quick thing before we get into it. So one of our longtime listeners, one of our biggest fans, Greg.
Yes.
He's been a big supporter of us for probably like honestly 2 years at this point, and he's
I think
at least
a
year and a half at least.
I feel like we
He
probably
might be
caught him around the BVS squad time, which we're sorry we
That's
didn't
true.
like those movies as much as you, Greg. But
Anyway, he's just been awesome. He's constantly interacting with us and watching a lot and supporting a lot of our content. He's been talking about doing a podcast of his own for a while, and he's finally done it. His first episode is up. It's called the Super Civil Servants Podcast. Him and his co-host did a review of Endgame, and it's a really fun episode. So I definitely want everyone to go check that out if you can.
yeah, very much good luck with that, Greg. You know, I hope the very best. Welcome to the podcast world. It's fun. It's also very tedious at times. You know, he's already talking to me about upload time and stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, I know. Editing is not fun. So, but you know what is fun? Disney, because they're giving us
Disney,
so much
very
good
fun.
stuff. I'm going to give you guys the option. They did their whole slate reveal till I think it's like 2026 or something like that. What do you guys want to start with? Star Wars, Avatar, or the Fox X-Men stuff?
Avatar.
Okay, Avatar it
Boys
is.
It's not what I
Blue.
expected, but let's do it.
So they released Avatar was supposed to come out 2020, Avatar 2. They pushed it to 2021, and we won't talk about Star Wars, but they're going to go 2021 Avatar, 22 Star Wars, and kind of proceed like that. There's going to be five Avatar films. What do you
So
think?
I guess they're kind of recording or filming, I should say, all of them at once.
The Avatar 2 apparently is already done.
Yeah,
Okay.
from my knowledge, most of the work for Avatar 2 and
Aren't
3, I
done.
think
Aren't
Fox
done.
put most of like the time and the money and like prepping it. And so
Oh,
Disney
okay.
kind of got, I'd say, got off scot-free in that regard by probably getting like, here's, some
80
almost
82
finished
bill,
projects.
82 billion is not Scott.
No, but they're getting some already
It's a lot.
finished projects as part of a package deal with a bunch
Yeah.
of other stuff. So they're not spending tons of money on these movies already.
Is Disney going to mess with these movies at all? Do you think they're going to edit or make some changes here or there?
I think that if I remember, because I tried to watch, I'm going to continue watching. I tried to watch Avatar 1 the other day, and I fell asleep, but I got halfway through. I don't think there's anything too gratuitous or violence or anything like that that's going to have to
Yeah.
be changed. So I think they'll go out the way they are. I'm pretty sure, isn't there like an Avatar land now in Disney World?
Yeah,
Really?
there's some Avatar Adventure
Yeah,
Land.
yeah. So
That just surprises me. It's like one movie that came out like 100 years ago.
What my question is, because that's cool. I think it's a smart idea. Obviously, with Disney, they're going to do Avatar Stars all in December, so that makes sense. December is a good spot for them. My question is, how do you guys think the second one is going to do after all this time? Avatar 1 came out in 2009, so what? Avatar 2 comes out. That's going to be, oh god, that's
At least
going to be
over a decade.
Yeah. That's 12 years, right?
Jesus.
No, that's yeah, it is 12 years.
It's
12
a long
years.
time ago.
And Avatar, thank goodness Endgames looks like it's going to beat it, but Avatar for the longest time was the highest grossing movie of all time. I'm very curious how Avatar 2 is going to do.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I wasn't, really paying attention to movie and box office stuff back then. Obviously, it was a
Yeah.
long time ago. So I'm not really sure what led to the fact that Avatar was the biggest movie, because
I think it was the biggest, like, the 3D first, right? Like, it was the
Yeah.
first, like, come here and experience it, and that was actually filmed in 3D. But now that's not we try to
Right.
stay away from 3D if we can. Well, not speaking for Taylor, but
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because I don't know. It's not really a movie that's. I don't even know if I would say it has like a cult following or anything. I don't even know who like Avatar fans are, right? It was just like a big movie from like a cinema goer's perspective. Whereas Taylor, you just pointed out yourself. I've never heard you talk about this movie. Like
Oh,
you've never
It's
mentioned
never popped up in
he
conversation.
he did though.
Like,
when-
yeah, I'm sure it's it's been brought up once or twice, but it's not a movie that like I would. I don't know. Why do you love this movie?
He did.
Tell me about
he
it.
did just prove when I said, "What do you want to talk about first?" He said Avatar.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I
So you
saw
proved to me
Avatar-
today.
I think I saw Avatar 4 times in theater when it came out.
Oh snap!
yeah, I saw it through.
How expensive were those tickets? It was like $15
Back in the day,
Or was
when,
it like 20?
The gas prices were low. I think it was,
gas prices.
yeah.
I was gonna say zero because my parents paid for it all. So
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
yeah,
I paid out of pocket for my tickets.
Out of
I
pocket.
Yeah.
don't believe
Using-
you for
No,
a
I
second.
did. I had to
Using
go to
dimes and
movies on my
quarters.
own. Dimes and quarters.
Please, sir, can I see Avatar again?
No, for me, I really like Avatar. I love the message that's in the movie. I know it's got the whole Pocahontas thing, but I liked Avatar taking it to a whole new scale. I loved how it made humans look like shit, and
Humans.
I love the story. I love the characters. I loved how real the CGI felt. It felt like.
When was the last time you watched it? Because I felt when I was watching it last week, it feels very dated. And that's not its problem because we're so far ahead. But I remember seeing it back then being, man, we've gone so far ahead. But the Na'vi and all the avatars, they look very fake and they don't look good now.
I watched it a month and a half ago. I have the expanded edition, which is it's 3 copies of the movies. It's 4 discs, and it comes with all 3 different films that each have more scenes to it. So there's one copy of it I have that has like half an hour to 40 minutes of extra footage, which is already long enough of a movie.
Isn't the movie already like 2.5, 3 hours?
Yeah. It's long. But I don't find this stuff to be that dated. Watching it, I feel like it still feels pretty. I don't know. It reminds me of watching like OG Jurassic Park CGI. I feel like they hold their own for where they're at, I guess.
Interesting.
So you clearly, I guess you loved Avatar. What do you think is going to happen when Avatar 2 comes out? Because I agree with Dylan that I don't think, for a film that is so big, I think it was just because it was in the zeitgeist. People had to see it. 3D, it was not the 3D with the crappy blue and red glasses anymore. It was this huge advance forward. And unless, because there's been rumors about this, and I'm not going to believe it till I see it, but there's been rumors that he's trying to make Avatar 2 be a 3D movie without glasses. If that happens, then I can see it being massive again just because people want to check it out.
How the hell is that going to work? I'm really curious to see that technology.
I guess it's almost
Nintendo did it.
It's almost more of a... I guess it's more of like a project...
with the Virtua thing,
the 3DS.
I think
the 3DS.
I think it's more like that, almost a projection kind of, right? So I would see it. The thing is, I will see Avatar once this time. The only reason I saw it because back in the day, that was my sister's favorite movie, so we saw it a bunch. But if there's no special effect like that, let's just say Avatar comes out as a movie, how do you think it does now? Because I'm with Dylan. I don't think I hear anybody really talk about it.
That's the thing. I'm half expecting this movie to be some like 60s stuff where I'm getting like feeling effects, visual effects, the whole 6 yards. And that being said, though, I mean, it's okay.
Isn't it saying 9 yards? So if it's like 6 yards, isn't that like 3 yards less than you would be content?
Yeah, but instead of saying 6 or 3D, I wanted 60. So I was following up with the 6 yards.
Okay, sorry to ruin you.
No, that's okay.
Go on.
I'm glad you asked for the fans. But I think in terms for this movie, I could totally see them dropping a trailer, and it's like time to go back to a world not fully explored, or some cheesy, corny ass shit like that.
I hope they don't go with that.
Yeah, don't do that.
I mean, Disney's behind it.
So. But no, I think I think the movie could do actually really, really well. I don't know if the Fantastic Beasts play is a smart move though.
With doing we're doing 5 more movies.
Oh, I see.
I think that they should do this one, see how it goes, test the waters. If it's a huge hit, which I think it'll do well. I think people, want to kind of check it out and see what's going on. That being said, if the movie bombs, then the third one, it'll.
Well, it's already made though.
It's already made, so Disney just is like, yeah, we'll just squeeze it out there.
Yeah, that's the thing that gets me. That it's. I guess if you think about Fox at the time, it's the biggest movie of all time, so you would just green light, go ahead and make 4 of them, right? So it makes sense. But the fact that it will be coming out a whole decade later is crazy. So I think unless there is some sort of cool gimmick or something like that, I don't think it's going to do as well. I think the first one, or Avatar 2, will do really well because people will just be curious. But I think Avatar as the movie itself is not that strong. So if the second one falls that, I think people will go, I don't need to stick around. I don't think they're ever going to bomb. I don't think these movies are going to lose money, but I think people will lose curiosity. The only thing is you never know with James Cameron because he, for 22 years, held the 1 and 2 slot. He made Titanic, which was number 1, and then Avatar came out and took over. So he knows what he's doing. He's no slub. So he could pull something out of his magic hat and make maybe another hit, and that takes down Endgame.
It's true. I don't think it'll get to that point. I really don't foresee it getting anywhere close to Endgame.
No.
But I think it's interesting that you bring up. I don't know. I think when I first mentioned like why is Avatar so special, the first thing you bring up is the technological advancement that it had. So I wonder if the second one doesn't have that. I don't know. Do Avatar fans like talk about its great story? Taylor just did, but I'm not sure I'm not sure if its great story was why it was such a success in the box office. Seems like it was more down to the 3D.
Us Avatar fans, for us to connect with the other Joe Blow out there, it's through the effects of the movie. I remember when the first Avatar came out, and you just the starting scene was the little water bubbles floating in the spaceship. You're like, whoa! Like it's like being on drugs, but not being on drugs. And that's just what you talk about other people with. Yeah, those special effect bubbles at the beginning, that was crazy, and everyone's talking about the effects. So I think, you're right, Travis. Like, it has to have some kind of gimmick or something going on. So, I mean, James Cameron, he knows what he's doing. So hopefully, every decade he kind of puts a movie out there that shoots up to the top. So.
It's true. Titanic, 90s, Avatar. And
What has he done since then? Has he released anything? No.
Nope. Just working on avatars.
Wow, cool. So it's got to be good at that.
So if he's been,
but sometimes you can work on something for too long, right?
So if
but I guess at this point though, if Avatar 2 is done, then it's like maybe he's only been working on it for like 5 years. He put it back in the archives, and then he just for some reason decided I'm going to make 4 more.
Avatar 5, if it goes all that long, Avatar will be out 2027. He would have worked on this franchise for 30 years of his life.
Holy shit,
that's wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How old is he now?
I don't know his age. I can look it up after.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah. If anyone has discovered immortality, it's probably him with all those bucks. That's a lot of money.
Him and Paul Rudd, because Paul Rudd hasn't aged in quite a while.
It's true. I don't know what's happening there. He's probably a vampire.
Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting to see how this movie does. I don't really foresee any chance that it bombs, but I also don't think it's going to be making records. I think it'll be profitable, and I don't know. It really could ignite a real interest in the series, even if this movie doesn't, outsell Endgame or get close. It could establish, remind people of what Avatar is or was about, and then get them excited for, the fact that they're actually going to be coming out every 2 years consistently if they stick to that and don't push them back.
Yeah, I think they will, because they got a good strategy now that when Avatar 2 drops, you'll get a Star Wars trailer. When that Star Wars movie drops, you'll get an Avatar trailer. So they can bounce off each other, right, of being the tentpoles. And it's also smart for Disney because no one can sneak in that December spot, because Aquaman, when there was no Star Wars movie, went there, and that became $1 billion movie. So December is like a prime spot. People are seeing movies with families, everything like that. So once The Force Awakens comes out, everyone realized, we could do December and make a lot of money, and it's crazy. So I think maybe we get an Aquaman versus Star Wars.
It's interesting to see how trends like that and popular months change.
Yeah.
For games as well, February was always just you avoid that, but then Breath of the Wild, Horizon came out and kind of changed that. And now it's like an interesting time slot. You can do stuff in there.
Oh yeah, remember we used to have nothing in those times. It was fall, and that was it. The rest of the stuff was garbage. Taylor, you got anything else to say?
So I'm excited for it. I like Avatar. Maybe I'll go home and watch it tonight.
Wow. The only reason I didn't need more on Avatar. The only reason I was going to ask that because
I need to rewatch it for sure.
The only thing I was going to Avatar retro, just the one.
I'm down.
I'm actually down. It's one movie. We could do it, and we got till 2021.
It'll motivate me to watch it. It will motivate me to actually watch it.
Yeah. Taylor, Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
So we have now. They announced 3. So they're taking a 3-year break after Force Awakens. After
Force Awakens.
Rise of Skywalker, and then we're getting 3.
God, I hate that title. But anyway, go on.
You and Kirkland, just some haters, I expect Kirkland. Where's your fanboyism? No, I'm joking. So Rise of Skywalker comes out this year, and then 2021 or 2022, is when the next Star Wars films drop, and it's a trilogy. Taylor, I'll start with you because. What do you think it is? But obviously, I think we know what trilogy it is. And there's tons of rumors going around, again, that Rian Johnson's trilogy.
I didn't hear those rumors.
I have, and other people have been reporting out. There's rumors that the trilogy is done, and he might have maybe a consulting role on this new trilogy.
A consulting role.
For people that may not know, Rian Johnson has a trilogy. Then the other people that are making a trilogy are the Game of Thrones creators, Benioff and Weiss. So if they would announce 6 movies, that would have made sense. But because they only announced 3, and then these rumors happen about Rian Johnson, are we ever going to get that trilogy? And
I'm not going to believe the rumors until I see an official thing, because I don't think. Otherwise, I feel like the last time these rumors popped up, Rian Johnson tweeted himself saying, I don't know what's going on.
But that was the same day. He's not said shit this time.
Because he's probably sick and tired of it. Disney's like, just let them do their rumors. Ryan, you're safe. Don't worry.
Let them do your rumors. You're safe.
Ryan, they have their fingers crossed. Like, Ryan, you're safe. Don't worry. You get your trilogy.
Before you go, would they ever, if the trilogy's dead, say, it's dead? Like, they'd make an announcement saying, Rian Johnson's not doing a trilogy? I think it would just be something that would quietly not happen, right?
No, I think they probably announced it, because I feel like Disney being in the position they have to be, and especially with these stockbroker meetings and the shareholder meetings.
Stockbroker. Newscast is back, baby. Best year yet.
Shareholder meetings.
GB3.
I feel like they have to. There are things that they talk about. They talk about, we have new 2 unannounced trilogies or 2 untitled trilogies and that sort of stuff. So these are things that investors want to hear and stuff. So if they just casually not talk about it, investors can be like, "Hey, what happened to that movie?" And Disney will be like, "Sorry, what?"
But couldn't they tell them and not us because we don't have a stake in the company and say, that's not happening right now?
They could, but then I feel like there'd be repercussions and there would be, I don't know, because if you invest in something and it doesn't deliver, but they've presented you with a plan, I feel like it has to come forth, especially if they announce it publicly saying, we've got trilogy with this, and then we have all these spin-off TV series and stuff.
So then, my last 2 questions then are, if I'm playing devil's advocate, do you think this trilogy is from the Game of Thrones creators? This first one?
I'm inclined to say it is. I think it times out very well with them ending Game of Thrones. I think they're going to be, immediately, I think they're going to be thrown right into the Disney pool.
Right in.
And they're going to be, working on stuff and planning, getting things sorted out. Because that's a reasonable amount of time for, getting your production,
years.
filming, everything, and getting your first film out there. So
then Rian Johnson's trilogy would not come till after 2026.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't believe it's ever going to happen. I feel like he's a guy, he's busy. He has a movie coming out next year, or I think it's this year, Knives Out, with Chris Evans, Daniel Craig, Jamie. He has a bunch of people. And I think after, even though Last Jedi made a lot of money, and I would like to see his trilogy because he did some good stuff in Last Jedi, and he wouldn't be tied to those characters. I just don't think we're going to get it because I don't think Disney wants to be anywhere near the divisiveness. I think they want to get back to Force Awakens.
Yeah,
where everyone's just like, we like or love Star Wars and it's fine. I think they want to play it safe now instead of
they
the
do,
risk.
but I feel like it's kind of like the James Gunn thing. I feel like they deal with it, and Rian Johnson put out Last Jedi. It got a lot of criticism. I don't
know. It's different than James Gunn because that was a personal thing and not something to do with the movie.
But I feel like
I
at
also
the end
love
of the
that James
day,
Gunn is a verb we use now. The James Gunn.
The
thing.
James Gunn.
You've been James Gunn.
You've been gunned down.
I feel like though at the end of the day, it's still a Disney's looking out for themselves and their profits and all that. So when they're looking at their position and their stature and their image, they want people to come to their movie, and I feel like they feel like people and fans may not come to a Rian Johnson trilogy just yet because they still feel like The Last Jedi is fresh. I feel like after they put out Rise of Skywalker, get some more Star Wars content out there, people will forget it. Just like with the James Gunn scenario, people forgot about it, they brought him back on board, and everyone's, it's all better for it. So I do feel, though, that they'll space it out, and I'm more happy to get a... Game of Thrones guys working on their trilogies.
Are ya?
Yeah, especially... Well, yeah. Especially because Kathleen Kennedy confirmed about that whole, they're looking into the old Knights of the Old Republic kind of thing.
She didn't.
Didn't you sent me that tweet, didn't you?
No.
Did you read just the headline again, Taylor?
She said
you got to read the article, my friend.
They're developing stuff around the Old Republic. They never said...
As I said, they're looking into it.
But
I didn't say they're doing it.
No, I know, but everybody's just saying because Game of Thrones did medieval TV show that they're going to have to do the stuff like old Star Wars. Everyone's just pigeonholing them. I want that, but I feel we need to wait. It's 3 years away. They have no idea. And I still think the Game of Thrones thing is risky because people are bitching so much about this new season of Game of Thrones. What if they just become the new Rian Johnson? What if that finale sucks and everyone's like, great, now they're doing Star Wars? Imagine if they announced Zack Snyder was doing Star Wars.
It's funny because I've been talking to some fans out there.
Oh, I thought Taylor was going to drop you some sources.
I've noticed that people that like Last Jedi love the current season of Game of Thrones.
I don't know how to feel about that.
That's quite the anecdotal statement.
I need to sit with that.
Think on it. Let me know because it's just something I feel like is true. But then people that like the Force Awakens and the JJ stuff, I feel like then those people also aren't a fan of what's going on in the current.
Maybe we'll do that as a cantina. We'll talk about that.
We should, yeah.
So Dylan, number one Star Wars fan. One, because fans haven't heard. What do you think about the newest trailer? Because you haven't been around for episode 9.
Didn't know there was a new trailer. There's a second trailer?
No. I just like just the first trailer.
Oh,
yeah, they just people want to hear your opinion, your words.
That I watched that about a month ago now. It's a little fuzzy.
It was a curveball.
I probably should have watched it before, but I didn't. I thought it was okay. I don't know. I don't have too much insight on it, but
I was just seeing if you liked it or you didn't like. You knew about the title, not so much, but
yeah, I don't think. I just have so much anticipation now for these first trailers because Force Awakens trailer was so fucking good, and for someone who's not a big Star Wars fan, that got me super excited for the movie just like in one trailer.
Yeah.
And this one wasn't like that. Obviously, it's a different landscape because it's we know what we're playing with, and it's, I don't know, continuation at this point. But I don't know. I'm excited for it because Star Wars, whether or not it's a good or bad movie, it's still just really fun to talk about and see what people are saying about it.
Yeah.
That's the aspect I find the most interesting is just how massive the fandom is around it. This trilogy stuff is interesting. I mean, here's the thing, right? Disney is all about, like, they're just a money-making machine. They are just so good at what they do. And okay, I don't know. You guys are talking about maybe Game of Thrones, the most recent season, current season. People are maybe iffy on it.
Yeah.
But either way, Game of Thrones is still massive.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
the biggest thing on TV right now. It's massive on the internet. You know, like that Daenerys meme is just everywhere right now. Like, people are talking about this stuff. They love it. Even if there's some questionable decisions, I think people will still look back on it. If this is the final season, they'll look back on it and be like, you know, that was an amazing show. It's one of my favorite shows. It's in my top 10, top 5, whatever it is. And here's, like, Rian Johnson. I had a lot of problems with some of the decisions he made with the movie in Last Jedi. I don't think he would make a bad trilogy necessarily. There's some, you know, red flags, but I don't think he's a bad director or anything.
Yeah.
I think it was just, you know, obviously if you're making the second movie in a trilogy already, it's
That's
like,
not yours.
yeah, you're not really given full control there. So I understand, and even if I maybe like initially don't want a trilogy from him, I'm sure I'd be okay with it at some other point. But and you know, obviously Last Jedi made a lot of money as well, but it's a better move to go with the Game of Thrones trilogy first.
Yeah.
Right now, that's the time to do it, because if you wait 6 years before their trilogy comes out, or however long it would be, you're saying 2027 would be, I guess, like looking at a calendar.
2026 would be the last of their movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you wait that long, then the hype of Game of Thrones has died off, and then if those creators were still going to make Star Wars movie, it's still interesting, but it's not as interesting as a movie coming out in a couple of years' time. So it's not that Rian Johnson is a bad choice, it's that they're a better choice to do it right now. Maybe not for Star Wars stuff necessarily. I don't know what else they've worked on other than Game of Thrones, like in terms of sci-fi or whatever.
One of them, which was crazy, check out our X-Men Retro. I didn't know this. One of the worst movie in the X-Men series, one of them wrote X-Men Origins Wolverine. It was crazy that we found that out. Yeah, so they have some hits and misses. So
Yeah.
I guess the other thing that people might throw out.
Either way, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's all about momentum, and these guys were going to have a lot of more momentum than the divisiveness that people had around Rian Johnson's Star Wars.
Because in trailers, you just got to throw up all the creators of Game of Thrones, and you'll get people excited, or even if it's controversial. I think that, well, actually, I was going to say no matter what, people see a Star Wars movie, but I always forget there's Solo out there, so I always forget. I always forget about that. Like literally,
I mean, Solo had its own breadth of problems, but you got to wonder, it following so close after Last Jedi, did that have an impact? Yeah, it obviously did to some degree. Who knows how important it was, or if it was just the choice that they decided to make that movie. Really poor timing, but who knows?
The other things that, unless anything else in Star Wars,
I don't think so. I think I feel for Rian Johnson, because I've seen interviews with him and stuff, and he's a massive Star Wars fan. He loves it. Yeah. So it sucks that he kind of got one chance, which maybe wasn't under full control, and then he's out potentially. Maybe he's not. But.
So do you feel like, just a quick question, we get because you're firm on your belief that we're getting more of the Skywalker, like, unnumbered Star Wars films? Do you think we're going to get that trilogy after this?
Yeah, I just don't see how they retire the Episode 10 thing. I really don't. I understand. Even Kathleen Kennedy has said we might use characters like Finn and Rey and everyone like that out of that world and into other movies, but I just think that Episode 10 is just too sexy of a title to leave on the floor.
Sexy.
So I could see maybe that's the break. Because because let's say 2026 happens, that's the end, and then they say they take another break for a year, and then they start making a movie. If we don't get another Star Wars Episode 10 till almost 2029, 2030, that's a long break. Even now, I like that they're taking a 3-year break in between the films, because it's not like there'll be no Star Wars. There's going to be Disney Plus with those shows, right? Yeah. They already have 2 shows announced. So it's the way, if there was no Disney Plus, I don't think they'd be doing a 3-year break, but because of Disney Plus, they can go, we're taking a break from Star Wars, but really, Star Wars is going to be around every year through TV.
Do you feel then we get this trilogy, and then after that they would drop the numbered trilogy, and then, or do you feel like we get Rian Johnson that number? Or do you think? Because I don't think Rian Johnson.
I've been saying Rian Johnson, I think, for the past few years is not going to do this. I just think it's not worth the risk. Even though I would like to see it. Like I said, there's the Rey and Kylo stuff is some of my favorite stuff in Star Wars. I just think they want to play it safe with Star Wars. I think they want to get back on track. I think they want And even though I disagree with Marvel playing it safe, but Marvel has they have a formula, and like I said, they always got a new chef. So I think they want to get back on the winning track. And even though me, Dylan, and some others aren't a big Rogue One fan, that was a huge win for them. Most people like that movie, huge hit. So they want to get, and that to me is a safe movie, Rogue One, right? But it's Star Wars, so I think they want to do that. I also do think that they could add more films just because they've announced 3 so far. Let's say Skywalker comes out and then this other one comes out and they're just massive. Same way, like, oh, let's try 2 again, because if things are making money and they're happy, they're not going to sit back. And maybe that's when they'll try May again. Maybe the years that Avatar goes, they'll say, oh, we won't put it in December, but we'll put it in May. So,
and there hasn't been any update on. They decided they're going to stop with the Star Wars Stories movies for now.
Yeah, as of now,
there hasn't been an update on that.
Yeah, no, nothing. So unless those 3 are not a trilogy and they're separate ones, but I don't think so. I think
unlikely.
Solo kind of put a bad taste in people's mouth, and maybe Disney Plus. Maybe they'll say, let's say they want to Solo 2. That's gonna be on Disney Plus. They could put movies.
God.
I don't think so, but maybe they'll drop movies on there. I don't know. A Chewie story. Anything else? The last little bit of news is, we got some nice, fun Fox stuff, X-Men. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Gambit, excuse me, officially dead, off the schedule. And every X project is off the schedule except for one, which we'll talk about. So that's Gambit. There was that James Franco Multiple Man movie announced.
Oh, yeah.
That's gone. There was a Kitty Pryde movie announced. That's gone. And the other thing I'll ask after is X-Force is, I would guess, in limbo, because I'll talk about that in a second. But New Mutants been delayed once again. I think we already kind of felt that was happening because it was supposed to be out in August, and we've seen no promotion, no trailer.
Oh man, that movie.
So now
Heartbreaker.
This movie is coming out about, I think it's 2.5. It's for sure 2 years, but I think 2.5 since it was supposed to come out. So
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I said this a few months ago. I don't think they'll release this in theaters. I think they'll put this on a streaming service. They own half of Hulu. I don't think they'll even put it on Plus because they don't want to. I think they're gonna dump it because apparently they have to reshoot half the movie or something. And
this movie is gonna be a total disaster when it finally does, if ever released.
I can't wait to. Well, that's the other thing. I just wonder if they just but
it's sad. That first trailer was so good.
Yeah, but any thoughts? Any of those canceled projects? Gambit's gone.
I kind of forgot about the Multiple Man thing.
Yeah. Could have been
kind of makes sense. James Franco had some controversy. Disney's fuck it, let's not do it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Gambit, that's too bad. I was excited for that.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say excited because it was
You're
still
intrigued.
Yeah, it was just rumors or inklings of an idea, but it would have been cool. Hopefully, it comes back at some point.
So Disney has said that they plan on using Deadpool more, and they plan on keeping Ryan Reynolds. What does that mean for X-Force? Because X-Force was next in that slate, and as of right now, it's not on the schedule. But do you think that movie goes through, or do you think they do Deadpool rated R but with a new continuity or something?
New continuity?
Let's say they just start over and then begin the movie. It's just Deadpool. Like, oh, it's a reboot, but it's a new. They don't want to do Josh Brolin as Cable. They don't want to do Zazie Beetz as Donald. They don't want to follow that story.
I think the Josh Brolin thing is maybe where they want to step away from that.
Yeah,
because they just finished Thanos' story. So spoilers.
Yeah,
oh, God, I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a different enough character because one's a big CGI guy, one's a human with some makeup on. But yeah. I don't know. Maybe they don't want 2 Josh Brolins walking around. Even though they've done it before, maybe they have. I'm not sure.
I don't know if they have.
In the MCU?
I don't think so. Not in the MCU.
Not quite.
Yeah, so, Taylor, what do you feel about all this X stuff? You're the biggest X-Men fan over here. Hates everything X-Men.
Fudge. X-Men New Mutants. I never had any excitement for it. I mean, the trailer looked cool, but it didn't pull me in. Now I feel like it's not gonna... It's dead in the water.
A comic book horror movie doesn't excite you?
Well, I think Brightburn.
That's not a comic book, though, technically.
But it's got the vibe.
Okay.
There's a difference between comic book and superhero.
Ooh. You got me there, Dylan.
What about those canceled projects? Any of those you wanted to see?
Canceled projects. I really wanted to see Multiple Man with James Franco. I think Disney's just like, we're not going to waste James Franco's talent on Multiple Man. We're going to save him for something else.
I don't think so.
I don't think that's what Feige is thinking.
He's going to be Dr. Doom. Just you wait.
Oh, no. I'd be down for that, actually.
Continue.
Gambit. I would love to have seen Gambit.
It was supposed to be Channing Tatum, remember?
Yeah, it was supposed to be Channing Tatum. Every time, you guys mentioned that, I was super excited. I remember seeing fan pictures and stuff of that, like Channing Tatum with the cards and stuff. This looks super cool.
The thing is, though, if they like him, he's a big star. There's a chance because he's not like Fassbender and McAvoy they never made that movie. So he's untouched as Gambit. So they could, theoretically, if they want Gambit, I don't think you're going to get Gambit the movie. But if they say, we're making X-Men, we want Gambit the movie, I think there's still a chance they might go to him and say, hey, are you still interested in this? And I don't know if he wants to make that type of movie, but and I don't know maybe if he wants to be a part of the team, but I wouldn't count it out yet.
Yeah,
if I had a gun to my head, I'd say no, but it could happen.
I think they might have to take a different direction when they eventually decide to bring the X-Men in. Obviously, we talked about this before, but like maybe the idea of starting with an individual or just one or two characters before you bring them into the full team.
Yeah.
And it's like they saw with Solo, it's going to be incredibly difficult to ever recast Wolverine. It's going to take a long time before people are going to be okay with that, I would think. So why not switch it up and try some new characters? And Gambit with Channing Tatum could be a fantastic idea.
X-Force.
X-Force. Yeah, I really wanted that movie. You know, yes, I will admit I like Deadpool 1 more than I like the second one, but I'd still love to see, you know, a third film in this trilogy with all those characters all kind of thrown together. I just think that'd be super cool. I can't remember what's the actress name? Zazie Beetz?
Zazie Beetz.
Zazie
Beetz, yeah. I think, you know, Domino was fantastic. And he's fixed so much of the universe. So, you know, like he saved.
That was a big voice squeak right there.
That was. Sorry, I'm coming back from a cold here. He fixed. What's the guy's name? Greg, or with the glasses.
I don't know what you're talking about, actually.
Because doesn't he save him when he goes back in time?
Yeah, like just the regular guy who was on the team.
Oh, Pete.
Yeah, he tells him not to join or not to. Yeah. So you know they could bring him back. They could bring Doppelganger or
Starstrike, whatever that guy's name.
Doppelfing. What's his name? The taxi driver.
Dopinder?
Are you serious,
Doppelganger?
Taylor?
I can't remember.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry.
He was in Detective Pikachu. Check out our Detective Pikachu review soon.
Yeah, we're going to record that in roughly half an hour.
Yeah. So you didn't tell me if you think it's going to happen or not. I know you're excited, but what do you think happens with that?
Well, anything can go with this multiverse thing. I don't really know what they're going to play or what their plan is.
Should
but
drop some massive... Well, actually, that's not any game spoiler. Spidey's out there. Spidey trailer.
Spidey's out there.
They dropped that trailer. They let the floodgates open.
If you haven't seen Endgame at this point, it's been like 2 weeks. I'm sorry, but it's past the spoiler territory. Like you gotta go see the movie or expect it.
Taylor, were you mad that when I saw Endgame last night, I got a Spider-Man post-credits scene there, the trailer?
Did you?
Yeah.
Was it just the trailer?
It was at the beginning of the movie. Tom Holland comes up and he's
I
like,
see.
stay past the post-credit scenes. There's a trailer, but we don't want to show it now because there's massive Endgame spoilers. And then at the end of the movie, they play it.
I think that would have been a very cool thing just to play at like for all the people that go in to see Endgame, because then it would have been like, oh, this is super cool. We're also getting this super cool, like, you know, Endgame post-exclusive trailer at the end of the movie.
Taylor was really mad about this in our group
fucking
chat.
livid.
I think
Really
I think they just want you to sit with the what happened, the finale. You know, that's why #Trash told you there'd be no end credit scene. I think
Yeah, but there's the what happened, but then I could go back and watch Spider-Man Far From Home trailer number 1. Like, oh, this is what happens. So it doesn't really matter.
For me, X-Force, I don't know what they're gonna do with that because I feel they could get around the Josh Brolin thing, because my theory is you can go check out the cast I did with Dylan Tyler, the MCU Phase 4 predictions. I think they're going to put MCU stuff in Deadpool and not Deadpool in MCU, so I don't think you'll actually have a risk of Josh Brolin's Cable interacting with Captain America or the Hulk. I think it's a chance it could happen. I just don't know. I feel bad for Drew Goddard, who's the director, because he was supposed to... After Amazing Spider-Man 2, they're going to make a Sinister Six movie with those characters. He was supposed to direct that. And I didn't know this until recently, that Spidey was supposed to be the bad guy. Because it was their point of view. So that's fun. But that got canceled. And he was supposed to direct X-Force. And then if this didn't happen again, I just feel really bad for him. Because he's the guy that did... he did Cabin in the Woods. And I'm pretty sure... Oh, God, didn't he do Bad Times at the El Royale? I'll have to look. But
did he?
I could be wrong.
Love that movie.
Bad Times at the...
Cabin in the Woods is wild. That was something else.
Very interesting movie.
Let's see. But I feel really bad for him. But I think there's a chance it could happen. But I also think it's a 50-50 that they could just reboot it. Yeah, he did Bad Times at the El Royale, and that was one of me and Dylan's favorite movies last year. So I would love to see him do a superhero movie at any point of his career. And he keeps getting canceled on. So
definitely interesting style.
And he directed the first 2 episodes of Daredevil. He show ran the first season. So he's talented
Very
dude.
creative guy.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I didn't know his name until today,
Yeah.
but shout outs to Drew.
So I hope you get to do X-Force. I think there's a chance, like I said, Channing Tatum as Gambit, I think could happen, but I'd say not. Multiple Man, sure, I'm sorry it's gone. Kitty Pryde. I don't think they needed a Kitty Pryde movie off the bat. I think they should start with her in a team, move forward. And yeah, I'm excited to see what else. The New Mutants. No, I'm excited to see that movie whenever we get it. And that's going to be a wild review in the making. Now, I'm just wondering, every year we do our movie preview, and both for the 2018 preview and the 2019 preview, we've had it on there. I'm just wondering for the 2020 preview, do I have it on there? You know, so
at some point we just got to cut it.
We really do. We really do. Anything else? Just not news in general. On that, you wanted to mention?
No, I mean, I think it's cool that, what's his face? Deadpool mentions Thanos in the movie, so they can easily just, like you said, sprinkle MCU stuff into the Deadpool movie, and yeah,
it's pretty easy to get around the multiple realities or wedging him into the MCU. It's pretty easy because Deadpool has just that easy fourth wall breaking ability.
Well, and now MCU's kind of set up too.
He's got time travel too, and
exactly.
Alternate universes.
Go hang out with Cap and Peggy.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's not gonna want to? You know who Peggy's not gonna want to hang out with?
Who's that?
That pesky Pennywise.
Oh, fuck you! What are you doing, Pennywise? You're always ruining the day.
He's up to no good. So the Chapter 2 trailer came out. This movie is coming out September 6th. This is a sequel to obviously It Chapter 1. What did you fellas think about this trailer?
I was a big fan. Usually in trailers I don't like when they just have like a full scene.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't have the full scene, but the first minute of the trailer, minute and a half, whatever it is essentially one scene in the movie. But I just loved it. I'm super excited for it. The original, I really don't like the original It, the like TV movie thing.
It's like 3
hours long. I really, really don't like that movie at all. But
so good.
But it surprised me so much when it came out last year.
You haven't watched it?
No, I've watched it. I want to watch it again though.
Okay, where are you in it? You're the middleman.
I like it.
Okay. So anyways, back to the trailer.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of me and Briggs that are big haters. Everyone else seems to respect it. I think it's because maybe if you saw it when you were younger, you'd have that attachment to it still, whereas me and him watched it for the first time like the day before the new one came out, and it's very, very dated.
No, I agree with you. I enjoy it. I think you could be 100% right. That I think there's elements I still like as an adult, but it's very dated. There's some bad acting.
It's like 3 hours long, and Pennywise is in it for like 2 minutes.
Can you do the laugh?
Which one? When he's I was doing this last night to Gwen. I'm like, Taylor laughs every time. It's so good.
Way to go.
Yeah.
I think the story is going to be really interesting. I love the casting of it. I forgot that James McAvoy was in it. Who's he playing? What guy?
Billy Boy.
Ah, nice. He's going to be good at that. I feel like that's going to fit very well with like one of the characters he has in Split or Glass or something.
The American accent he's doing there sounds like the guy who's afraid of germs.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is going to be weird for me to watch. I don't like when he's not British now, but
And Bill Hader and Jessica Chastain. I don't know the other. Is there any other like kind of known? It's kind of just those three.
The guy playing Mike is the Old Spice guy. Remember that guy who'd be like, "Look at me, look at this."
Oh, okay.
He's that.
Interesting. I didn't know that guy did things other than Old Spice.
Yeah, I think he auditioned for Luke Cage as well. Also, he didn't get it.
Oh,
it's fine for him.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah. What else is? You don't know him, but there's a guy. He's from a horror movie, Sinister. You've seen Sinister. He's a good guy. He's playing Eddie, the kind of. It's really good casting. He's good at playing kind of like a bumbling, kind of nervous guy. The guy playing Stan, I don't know, and I think it's fine because if you've read the books, Stan's not that important to this movie. And then who else am I forgetting? Oh, and then Ben. I'm very disappointed. I am waiting to see this guy. His name's Jay something, but he's a no-name guy, and Ben's one of my favorite characters. And he's played by the great John Ritter in Chapter It 2, or in Chapter It the movie. So I really hope that this guy surprises me. I wish he was maybe a bit more someone I knew.
That's a good point. Because that actually was like that was my favorite part of the original was John Ritter's role.
So I'm just hoping he has something that I haven't seen. Right now, he just looks like a super good-looking dude. That's one thing I will say that when I've watched these movies, the child acting so much better. The pacing, everything's better in the movie versus the TV show. The one thing that I do kind of miss with the TV show, this does not sound bad, it's the movies, but I do like that all the adults look like regular adults that have been through some stuff. This cast is pretty hot looking if you look at everybody.
It's true.
Other than Bill Hader, looks like the most normal guy. Like they got the Old Spice guy to play Mike, who Mike's supposed to be the older kind of grizzled guy. But this guy, he's jacked and just that's the only thing in the movies. Just even
that's a good point.
Chastain, beautiful woman, and it's just like okay, I'll get past it. It's the movies, but I just thought about it last night when I was watching. John Ritter's like wearing some flannel and a vest over, and like you look like a loser. Like, but it's great.
It's. I think this is a much better format to tackle this kind of story instead of kind of trying to cram it all into one. So I'm just super excited. I love the I love that like full scene that they showed, and then just all. I guess the rest of it is kind of just little snapshots of kind of everyone who's in it and stuff. But I'm super excited for this movie. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm glad we put on most anticipated Golden Geeks because it deserves to be there. Taylor?
Yeah. Bill Skarsgård as well is just fantastic.
Yeah, I'm so excited for him to come back. And I love that... you know what, Taylor, I'm going to go because it's just I'm on a roll here.
Go.
I love that if you watch the first trailer and this trailer, the trailer for the first one, this back-to-back, they have similar beats. The laughs in it, the little girl laughs, that's in the first trailer. It's not in the movie. The logo's messed up the same way. And I love that in the first trailer, it feels that there's a sickness in the town and there's something that they have to discover. Where this, to me, I like that you don't really see Pennywise till the end of the trailer and he pops up. To me, this feels like it's obviously the plot, but a character that's coming back, almost like an impending doom. You know what's coming. Where the first one was, what's out there? We have to discover. This is the kind of preparing for the storm. You know, the storm's already happened. Now you're fixing it, and the storm's coming back, but you know what's happening. And that's why I like that they kind of are. Obviously, I don't think in the movie it'll be like that, but they're holding him back so far in marketing. You don't need to see much. You see the hand, you see the balloons. You know we're going to get him a lot. He was in the first movie a lot. So I like that in this trailer, he's very hidden. It's not a big focus on him. And I'm very excited to see what he does now, especially after getting so much praise and everything like that. I hope that doesn't mess with his head.
I was just going to ask a question, but I don't remember what it is, so go ahead, Taylor.
I'm not done. I was just going to say I like the Mrs. Kirsch scene. Mrs. Kirsch scene is a very creepy scene in the books and the original. I'm very excited, and I will say, I got to tweet this out on Facebook, but Bill Hader, because of Barry, watch it. It's probably the best TV show going right now, maybe top 5. Bill Hader... And I guess I could say this because the Comic-Con draft was coming out, so I don't want to spoil it. But he is now my pick for Mr. Fantastic because he is becoming a great dramatic actor on Barry. And I think with this movie, a lot of people are like, oh, he's the SNL guy. You're going to see him. He's going to be comedic, but you're going to see him be dramatic. He's my official pick for Mr. Fantastic fan cast. So Put that out there in the ether. I think he has the look. I could see his arms stretching around. And I'm kind of thinking about him in that Paul Rudd vein where he's kind of comedic. So...
And you probably need some big people to take over those characters and bring them a new life.
Yeah. So, love this trailer. Can't wait. It's one of my most anticipated movies. I think it's close to Star Wars. It really is. Spidey's number 1 now, just because that trailer was Mysterio before. And I love that Star Wars trailer, but I feel like we kind of all know what's going to happen there. So it is right up there.
Oh, I remember my question. Do you guys think we're going to see any scenes with the kids, like new scenes that we weren't
they
seeing?
film new scenes, yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's going to work very similar to how the old movie is in the book, where it's the adults flashing back. I think when Mike calls them all...
Because all the scenes in the trailer were from the first movie, weren't they, with the kids?
Yeah. So I think when they get the call, when they flash back, it'll be to a new scene with the kids and everything like that. I think there's even a chance that they turn back into kids at the end. I really do. Not like for full time, but to take on this clown or something like that, because... I don't know if they're going to do it in the book. There is a turtle, and they got to do the ritual chud, and they talk to a turtle, and they, like... I don't know if
We've talked about this before. There's a few things in the books that, didn't make it to the big screen.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do at the ending, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, there's a few things that scare me in life, and I love
Taxes.
I love grandmas. They're nice, they're sweet, and baking food. But then there's some grandmas that if they want, they can flick the switch the other way, and they can go full on psycho crazy.
What grandma is that? Because I've never met a grandma.
That one that puts that kid in the oven in that other movie that came out. Boom.
The Visit.
Oh, The
and
Visit.
Night Shyamalan.
Okay, I meant more in real life. I've never met a grandma who just turns psycho.
Well, I don't venture to certain grandma's places that act like that.
Ooh.
No candy houses or anything.
So that's why I asked you, who in your life have you met?
No, I haven't met them yet, but I know they're coming. So,
Wow, Taylor.
I
But,
know they're coming.
this grandma, Mrs. Kirshner or whatever,
Just Kirsch.
Kirsch coming to this city with $14 in her father's pocket. Yeah, just the whole tone just set the bar and set the pace for what you're getting into, and I was terrified. Just those subtle, like you said, hereditary things that you see in the corner of your eye, where she's leaning out the side of the corner, and
there's that one you're showing. She's looking for it. All you see is just her head poke out very quickly, and it goes back in. They don't even make attention to it. It's great.
Yeah, and then even like that, you said the first thing we get is when she's I can't remember the actor or the character's name.
Bev.
Yeah, she's looking at the wall, and then in the distance behind, you see her kind of I hate that walk.
And she's naked.
I hate that walk. But then as it progresses, it just gets weirder and weirder, and you see the weird stuff on her chest.
Ooh, it's
just
hot in here. Yeah.
Just I don't know how Bev didn't get any like flashes, like, okay, something's wrong here. If you're talking to someone, if they pause for a solid 30 seconds, make conversation, you know something's wrong.
Well, because
I think she was, but she's an old lady, and if you're wrong on that prediction that something is wrong, then you're just an asshole.
I'll
right?
be an
And
asshole. I'll get that.
And really, she didn't bring up this stuff about like the father stuff until like the end of the conversation.
And remember that
as well,
the adults, why she might not be looking for it, because the adults don't remember Pennywise and what happened.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the idea that she's just going to her old family.
Oh, really?
home.
Yeah.
That's what happens in the books and the original movie. They don't remember any other than Mike because he stayed in Dare. They all left. So when they left, they just
kind of grew up and
forgot, and they completely blanked it out. So she's going to this house just wanting to visit her own place, and then that's why she's seeing pictures of Pennywise. Like, it's starting to all flow back to her. So I think that's why she's not on guard, because it's just, I'm just stopping at my old place, and no, you got that old lady. Which I love the part where she says something that people never really die in Derry, and there's 15 seconds of just her staring, and then like, can I get... So I'm so excited for this movie.
Yeah, the when have you been a good girl, Beverly?
You still
and then
daddy's
you hear
little girl.
Thud, 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 and you see the legs. It's like, oh man, that's more than I want to see. But just when after that ends and then the score kicks, I'm so excited for the score. Absolutely, so stoked for it. But
score was a great one.
The
Gold Geek nominated.
It's true. That's a
huge
big
honor.
big claim.
Yeah,
the footage and everything, and just with Pennywise's chuckle throughout it, kicking with the score was great. I very much believe, though, at the end, where the little girl is behind the bleachers and Pennywise is luring her, I feel like that's how the movie's gonna start.
Yeah. There's a chance.
I feel like that's gonna happen and set the tone.
That's not how it does happen. Well, yeah, they might change it, and in the book, that's not how it goes. But they might change it. You're right. They could.
What happens with the book?
In the book, the person dies. I think it's very similar to Georgie, and then Pennywise even leaves a picture of Georgie just to really fuck with.
Wow.
Them. Yeah. So that's why. But maybe they'll replace with that. He'll kill that kid and still leave a picture of Georgie because he wants, Which the Pennywise and It character actually never really makes sense because he wants the people. He wants the adults to leave because he knows he can defeat them. So at that point, she's like, "Well, why'd you leave a picture of George?" And there's so many It's a horror movie, so it's fine. There's so many inconsistencies.
I mean, he's not totally there, right? He's not all there.
True.
He's missing some aspect of his brain.
And even when I watched a movie again last night, and I haven't read the book in years, but it's always iffy of who he can kill and who he can't. Because there's people that never heard of Pennywise, but he can just take them out like nothing. But these kids who have heard of him, no, I can't do shit. So it's just you got to turn off your blinders a little bit sometimes.
Do we see a giant spider in this movie?
Oh boy, I think we do. I think we do with much better effects this time.
Shelob style.
Yeah, because they in the book that spider lays eggs, and I think we're gonna get that in this movie. Ooh. So I won't say what goes further after that, but I think with the effects now, I think it will look much better because that spider is awful. It is one of the worst effects ever, and it's a TV movie too, so they tried their best, but it's not good.
No.
Yeah, I'm just so excited for this trailer. I'm so excited for this movie. It's definitely yeah.
I see what you're yeah.
I messed that up. I'm
covered.
I'm very much though. Just I don't know. Like Star Wars is definitely up there for me, but
oh shit,
this is like I'm with you. I think like this is riding up on its keister pretty good.
Because I'm sorry, we all know, and this is why I love you, JJ, and I hope there's some surprises. We all know the Emperor's not going to win. Rey's going to be all fine. And guess what? Kylo Ren 99.9 is going to turn good and save Rey and likely die. I think that's the problem with Star Wars until we see it. And I'm a huge fan of it. We do a podcast about it. We do a retro series. But you can only get so excited after what we've seen so far because, I don't know, just don't do that Kylo stuff. Anything else on it?
No.
I also we did this cast after it won. I'm still having I don't know, Travis told you won't, but I don't think this is it for the It series. I really don't. I was
thinking about that.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a chapter 3 or a prequel, just because I just feel this movie has so much hype, and the first one was a mega hit. I think this one's going to be even bigger. I just don't see them.
I don't know, story-wise, like, what do you do, right?
I guess you tell him about him hunting down other kids, and then in this movie, maybe Pennywise wins, maybe.
I think what would be nice is if the same team working on these movies just maybe took some other classic horror movie and kind of brought it back to life with new eyes. I think that'd be a cool way to do it, but it's hard, right? If you're making like big money, that like is it still the biggest horror movie?
Yeah, biggest. I think it's either up there. It's one of the biggest rare.
By the way, it broke
openings.
some records
Yeah.
when it came out.
It's one of the
so.
biggest RR openings too. It might be the biggest. I could be wrong, but
and who knows? Maybe this one could be even bigger because it has some names attached to it as well.
I think it
Whereas
is.
the first movie really just had the kid from Stranger Things was kind of like your biggest star, really.
I think the names. I think more people have seen it. People will get excited, and I just feel like they can't leave it on the table. But if they do want to do some different series, I need a new Nightmare on Elm Street, folks. Travis, pop a big booty.
Do it for Travis.
Yeah,
he deserves it.
We're gonna fire through this news because we got some people coming here soon to record our other cast. So there is rumors going around. They're just rumors that the reason these got some temperature right now is because the person they were rumored from a few months ago tweeted out a bunch of Endgame spoilers. They weren't spoilers, but just things about the movie, and then all of them are true. So now people are, maybe
what
new
kind of
scoop
things?
on
Do
the.
you have one example?
It was something about how I think Thanos losing his arm. It was very specific details tweeted in December 2019.
Ooh.
Yeah. Or 2018. So,
how do you know?
Yeah. It's easily someone.
He's probably
Disney.
the best boy or the gaffer or something.
I think so. It's usually who it is. But so this is where that rumor's coming from. So you can take it with a massive grain of salt. But I think it was still fun because we've talked about this for a little bit. Marvel Studios is rumored to be planning a movie trilogy for the Thunderbolts. The film was rumored to include characters such as Zemo, Ghost, Justin Hammer, General Ross, Abomination, and the Leader. And if you don't know, the Thunderbolts is usually a group of reformed villains, or maybe in this case just villains as a group. Kind of, it is like Suicide Squad, trying to take people down. We've talked about it before. I'm pretty happy with this because I've been predicting this for a while. My only weird thing is I still think that Winter Soldier should be in this. I feel like you need a big name to lead it, and he's perfect. He was a villain. He killed a lot of people. Maybe they don't want to hang around actual villains, but I hope this happened. That's a good roster. I know Taylor's not looking for...
Who's the leader? You said the leader?
The leader is... So he's actually rumored to be the villain of the movie. They didn't get to him, but in The Incredible Hulk... He is on a professor in there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's helping
I've
out.
only seen that movie once.
Yeah,
so
he's a guy. He hits
his,
hits his head on a cabinet and gets cut. And at one point, he gets some Hulk juice in his brain and it starts to pulse.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was a plan. Also, in a Hulk movie. So the rumor is he would be the villain. But what do you think about that lineup of Ghost, Zemo, Hammer, Ross?
It's a weird group of people.
Yeah,
it is a super weird group. I'm excited for like half of them, but I really like the idea because even though some of those villains were in that early Marvel phase where the villains were pretty lackluster.
Yeah,
obviously times have changed, and obviously they can take those characters and add more onto them, and they already have that history. But then I really love I love Zemo. Like obviously Civil War is possibly still my favorite Marvel movie, and I really want more from Ghost. I didn't quite get enough in Ant-Man 2. Not enough that like I want her as like a main villain, but I think this is like a perfect place to put her. So those two in particular, I think I'm particularly excited for. And I think with a new fresh eyes, Abomination could be really cool. So because I really like that actor now, and even though I didn't like that movie like at all, I really like that actor. So I mean, I don't know, maybe he'd spend a lot of the movie in CGI. So that would suck. But
I don't even know if they'd bring him back. I think they could Red Skull him, and the same way Red Skull's played by some new guy. They just
even that Hulk isn't around either anymore, so it makes sense. Yeah. No, I don't know, like story wise, what I guess they would have a villain so they wouldn't be fighting any sort of the heroes that we know.
The rumor is the leader would be the villain, that guy. So no one we've seen on the big screen. And I wonder...
So it'd probably start like that would be their movie to kind of establish them as a team, and then they'd probably come in and fight some other group later.
And I wonder because
Avengers movie perhaps.
General Ross is listed there. I wonder if the Avengers, because of events of Endgames, or maybe not, like that is not an official team still. They need to figure it out. So I wonder if his idea, because Civil War was partly his idea as well. Maybe he's like, oh, let's take these villains and let's make a team for our own that we can control and everything like that. And the one that interests me the most is Zemo, because I don't see the Zemo they set up in working in this type of world. I want it. It's just very interesting.
He was very down to earth character.
Yeah, he's not the guy in a purple unitard with like a whatever
flying around.
Yeah, with a sword running around. So that one interests me a lot. Hammer. I'm not doing this for the troll for Taylor. I'm not a big fan of Iron Man 2, but I love Hammer. I've always wanted to see more of him, and I do think just from a marketing standpoint, if you're looking at who's the biggest name, this guy in the past 2 years has won an Oscar.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like that's why the second that happened, I'm like, Feige, he wants him back. You want Academy Award winner Sam Rockwell in a movie. He's charismatic. He can be the discount Tony Stark.
And a lot of time has passed, right?
Yeah.
So his character can change quite a bit.
Ghost, I said, Ghost is how, after Ant-Man and Wasp is how I started predicting this movie, because they kept her alive. She's perfect for Thunderbolts. So I like the roster. Like I said, I just hope I think Winter Soldier should be. I think they should add him there because I don't know where else he fits after that Winter Soldier and Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon.
I guess he is though, right? He is Captain Falcon now.
He is.
Yeah,
I know.
so,
I'm excited.
I just don't see him on the Avengers. I really don't. I feel like that's a marketing issue for the Avengers. This guy who's killed Tony's parents.
Yeah, he's really been in limbo for a while now.
Yeah, and I just feel you don't want him on the team. He's kind of icky. So put him with the CIA team. So the underground team. So Taylor, what are you thinking about Taylor? Huge Justin Hammer fan.
First of all, Justin Hammer is the only MCU villain to get arrested by cops. That's how fucking lame he is.
Taylor, to me, I think the reason Taylor doesn't like Justin Hammer is because I think Justin Hammer is the most close to the MCU that has a character to Taylor. I really think Justin Hammer. I'm not saying it's an insult, just the way he acts is very.
I'm
similar to you.
charismatic and everything.
Yeah, and then you have your little.
I'm gonna
quirks.
get an Oscar.
You have your little quirks.
Say some strange things. Really put some question marks in there.
Hey, Anthony.
Oh, I hate Justin Hammer so much. Oh my god, he doesn't fit.
But don't
with
you think
these
that
characters.
with like time has passed, you know, maybe you didn't like the character how he's written, but like maybe he's a good actor.
I'm willing to let bygones be bygones, give him a chance. You know, I'm going in there like the fact that they got Abomination in there. That's got my vote. I'm going to see this day one. I'm so stoked to see Abomination back in there. And
what MCU movie would they announce that you wouldn't see day one? I guess it was just Justin Hammer the movie.
that I wouldn't see day one.
Yeah, because you say that like you don't see the other ones day one with us.
We're kind of like contractually obliged at this point to go see.
You said this because of Abomination. You'd say day one. I believe you on X-Men, but MCU, you've seen everything.
The only thing I don't see on day one is Infinity War.
Okay, Ant-Man, I guess. Yeah.
Captain Marvel. Did I see that day one with you guys?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
I will push back when you say they don't need Justin Hammer. Every team needs a tech guy, and that's what he's
not
be,
a
right?
tech guy.
He
broke a guy out of prison to be his tech guy because he doesn't know anything about tech.
Well, maybe they'll.
He's like, this thing will blow the bunker up underneath the bunker you want to blow up.
He was more of a business guy.
He still built the War Machine suit. Not all.
No.
Yeah,
the War Machine suit was brought to him, and none of the tech worked on it.
Well, he gave it a great paint job.
He didn't even build it.
He gave it the paint job.
He gave it the paint job. Anyway, I can paint my staircase or my car.
Maybe he's the logo guy for the team.
The logo guy.
Taylor, look at it this way. Don't you think, like from this perspective, wouldn't you want him in the movie? Because then all the other people on the team like are throwing jabs at him and like making fun of him for being stupid. And
I'd like that. I'd like him to get arrested again by the cops.
Okay. maybe the movie starts with him breaking out of jail and using some cool tech.
Maybe his whole breakout plan Iron Man 2 is lame. The way he like had the fake potatoes, which was C4, and
it works though.
It worked.
It got Whiplash out. He's still a smart guy. He's just not as smart as
Why don't they bring Whiplash back in
there?
Sure.
He's dead.
No, they could change it around.
No.
Different timelines.
Different timelines.
I don't want Whiplash, and they don't want Whiplash.
Bring back Leather Jacket, whatever his name is.
Leather Jacket. Bring back Alex Kensington the most, actually. Anything else on that?
Negative.
Let's run through some news. This is just a quick one. Richard Madden, who was played Robb Stark, King of the North in Game of Thrones, is rumored to play Icarus in Marvel's The Eternals. So that's cool. I know, Dylan, you've not seen Game of Thrones.
I have precisely... Wait, what character did he play?
Robb Stark.
He's in the first season.
He's in like the first 3, right, Taylor?
First 3 seasons.
Yeah.
I have seen the first season of the show.
Yeah, so
he's
one of Ned's
Stark brother.
Yeah, he's one of Ned's kids.
Cool.
Yeah. What do you think? Because you obviously know the show. You like that?
I like him as an actor. Yeah, I don't really know anything else he's done except Game of Thrones. So
he was in Cinderella. He was great in Cinderella.
Oh, you're right.
He played the prince, and you'd think I'm joshing, but no, because the prince.
I don't think I've ever heard you say joshing.
I know. I just turned to a 6-year-old man, but. Because you think, the prince, that's a lame whatever role. He makes it not lame. He's a very charismatic guy.
Cool.
Charismatic as fucking...
Not as Justin Hammer, no.
Okay.
He's just below Robert Downey.
No. Oh, excuse me. I think that's cool. He's not confirmed for it yet, though.
He's in talks, but it's coming from a lot of places. And this movie already has Kumail Nanjiani, who I love. And
I did predict, what's her name? Emilia Clarke. For my fan cast.
Did you?
Fan cast, whatever it is, whatever it did.
Where are you going with this?
My point is, now that Game of Thrones is done, I think that Disney's probably going to want to get their hands on a few of these people.
You mean your Comic-Con draft?
My Comic-Con draft.
Yeah, you
That's
did
what
pick her.
Yeah,
you did pick her. Yeah, bastard. Which we need to talk about.
Because he's still in the show, right? That character? Or
maybe.
Robb Stark?
Maybe.
I can tell you straight up front.
I thought one of them was still alive.
You're not just talking to Dylan Muss here.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe we should steer clear of this Game of Thrones
He's
spoilers.
maybe in the show.
Because I realized I'm not going to watch it at this point, so I don't care
He's
anymore.
free enough to do a Marvel movie because the show's ending, so it doesn't matter.
I know Daenerys.
You don't need to show anything in their hands, you fucking weirdo. What are you doing? Because I don't know. I've always said this. I don't know much about Eternals. I'm gonna read up on them closer. The only reason I want to shut this out is because he was one of the rumored people for Batman. Clearly, that's not happening, and I'm really disappointed because he was one of my picks. I wanted him or Robert Pattinson. I'm not liking these names that are rumored. Batman's been delayed again, so maybe we're never gonna see this movie. But I just want to throw that out
Batman.
because don't be Robin. But I'm really disappointed because I thought he would have been great. But hey, he's on that Marvel bandwagon, and you can't go wrong there. So
Can't go wrong there.
you know who's not on the Marvel bandwagon right now is Michael Rooker because he's going to be in James Gunn the Suicide Squad.
Who isn't in this fucking Suicide
the
Squad
Queen
too?
He is rumored to play King Shark. So also, you know, you guys don't know much about King Shark, but
He sounds great.
he's part of like a
He sounds like a classic DC cheese character.
it's like an Egyptian race that believe
like Polka Dot Man or
these
Paint Bucket Guy or whatever the hell they
these
have.
sharks are Egyptian gods and things like this. So he's a talking shark. Either way, I think it's good casting. James Gunn and Michael Rooker. Michael Rooker, I think, is in, if not almost every one of his films. So he's almost like a good luck charm. It makes sense. His time in the MCU's done. And yeah, we didn't talk about, but they cast Polka Dot Man as David Dashmalshin. I think that's how you said Dashmalshin.
Cool.
But he is the Baba Yaga guy from Ant-Man.
Right.
So
good.
I think that cast is shaping up really good. You got Idris Elba. You got
That movie's
Margot
gonna be
Robbie.
fun.
Yeah,
It's gonna be actual fun, not DC fun. It's gonna be
not
Marvel
Zack Snyder
fun.
fun. Yeah,
Is there a Condiment King?
not yet, but
Damn.
he put in Polka Dot Man. You never know with the sequel. So
So are most of these characters, you said, you know, he's Egyptian god, are all these DC characters just gods? You got Superman, you got Enchantress.
Superman's not a god; he's an alien.
They call him a god, though, and they treat
But
him
that's
like a
from
god.
our point of view. People call me a god, but I go, I'm just from Rutland.
Ew,
Rutland.
he's the Rutland God.
He looks cool, though. He definitely reminds me of Killer Croc, so I'll take it. He's my new Killer Croc.
He fits that demographic for you.
Oh,
Killer
yeah.
Croc is still around.
Is he in the movie?
Well,
No.
I'm not gonna confirm.
They're not bringing
or-
him back, but I'm just so
he's
excited.
busy like watching Baywatch or whatever the fuck
Oh,
it is
yeah,
in
he
his
is.
prison
Eating
cell.
his burgers.
It was
and his 50
BET, actually. Remember? BET. Yeah, I think it's good casting, and I'm just so excited for Polka Dot Man. I really am. I'm excited for that movie. And then we get Guardians 3.
What is Polka Dot Man's like power? What does it do?
He can take things and use the polka dots as weapons. It's very
like disc it, like throwing
kind
like
of,
a disc.
or he could take things like weapons out. I think he could. He also has this vehicle he can take out of one polka dot. It's a polka dot.
I'm excited to see it in movie format, and not animated.
He's like the
Yeah.
equivalent of Captain Boomerang, right?
No. He's much more
Fuck
like
Captain
on his
More
Boomerang.
like a Slipknot kind of guy?
No,
or-
no. He's more he's more like a discount Doctor Strange. To be honest, it's not magic, but his
So
suit.
Mysterio for DC.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, his suit just looks like polka dots, but once he removes those polka dots, they can turn
Oh,
into maybe
shit.
anything. So
That's awesome.
I think it's great because they're just gonna make fun of him the whole time. I think that's it. That's about ending. All I'm gonna say is because I didn't have much time to talk about. I liked that Watchmen trailer for HBO. I'm very. I don't know. I'm worried because I'm a big Watchmen fan, so I hope it's good. I think it's a mistake doing a show that's a sequel to the book because I feel like you do your first season that's a book and then you do a follow up. So I think that's a weird pick because I feel someone like Taylor and Dylan have not read the comics. It kind of reminds me of the Dark Tower where they did the Dark Tower movie was a sequel to all the books, and I just thought that was a mistake. So I don't know. I'm very excited for Watchmen. I think also they're trying to find something to take Game of Thrones slot, so that's coming in fall. And
True.
I don't know if I'll be doing that episode by episode, but I'll definitely be reviewing that because Watchmen. Many comic book fans, it's our favorite comic books. I'm right up there. It's great. So, and the trailer was weird. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Cool.
Anything else we want to shout out here?
Not so much.
Not so much.
Not so much.
I can't think of anything.
Come check out our Pokemon Detective Pikachu review, which we're recording right now.
Yeah, that's going to be up there, yeah. And then I also got to say this because, I got the chairman here. He's been back, and we haven't got to do a cast in a while. So last time, a few months ago when we recorded Geek vs. Gauntlet,
Yeah.
I won a match, and then I was I was abruptly just kneed in the balls by Taylor Field.
Yeah.
And-
Taylor has assaulted various people at this point.
Yeah, so this is what I'm throwing out there. Taylor knows. But I'm sick and tired of this, and I think, Dylan, you don't want any more physical interaction in your gauntlet, right? You want to keep it the games, not fighting, not being punched, because I don't also be hitting the balls.
Well, it needs to be decided by both people, right? It can't just be a surprise attack. If both people want to brawl it out, then I'll have it.
And that's what I am proposing. Is 3 years ago we did a wrestling match, Taylor and I, to solve some issues. And
It's a Geekverse classic video in the archives.
It is. And Taylor, how Pansol was created, cheated to win. He can say he didn't. He can say he doesn't know who Pansol is, but this guy came in with a bait and shoot, beat me up. Taylor, we've had our issues in the gauntlet. You took a low blow. You hit me, and you embarrassed me after a win. I am officially challenging you to Travis versus Taylor to a wrestling match. I want it. I need it, and I could beat you. I don't bring whoever you want. I don't care, but I'm done and sick and tired of your antics. I don't want this anymore, so I'm challenging you.
Sorry, can you say that again? I was yawning.
I'm challenging you to a match, and if you are tough enough or brave enough, you will accept it because you beat me last time, so you should have nothing to lose.
No shenanigans this time.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a clean match, I think.
I'm sorry. Why? What is this you're challenging me to?
I'm challenging you to a wrestling match
A wrestling match. Why?
because you assaulted me again.
Why?
Ooh, he's playing coy.
I
will say, Travis, I think you created this beast with the Wolf Order.
I know.
You're very much responsible for this.
And just how I brought him in this
Really,
world.
if you think about it, you kicked yourself in the nuts.
I did, but I brought him in this world. I got to take him out. So just a yes or no.
That's true.
Why?
Yes or no.
Why?
Yes or no.
He says he brought me into this world, but I can leave this world on my own beck and call.
His own beck and call?
I don't know. Oh, he threw his hat. I don't want that piece of crap, but okay,
It's a
fine.
nice hat.
He still won't answer me. I'm gonna find a way because I'm sick and tired of this, and I don't want to get to physical interactions, but I think
It kind of
that's.
seems like you do, Travis.
I didn't want to be pushed to this level. I thought this passes. I thought once we played strikers, that would be it.
Yeah.
Best man wins, but he's made it personal again. So
Sure.
I need to find a way. So
Hey, man's got to do what a man's got to do.
where can they find us, Stilmas?
They can find us all over the place. You might want to check out our Facebook page. That's where a lot of fun stuff like polls and news drops all the time. Because, we don't always have the time to do a newscast, but that's where you can get the latest scoops.
Oh yeah.
So that's just Google Geek First Podcast. You'll find our Facebook. You'll find Twitter, SoundCloud. What's happening on Patreon? We got some X-Men episodes
X-Men
up there.
retros. There's going to be a few more dropping of those.
We're going to record an After 9 probably in the next couple weeks. So
Sometime in
not sure what
May.
the topic is, but we'll come up with something fun for you
And
guys.
then we'll be doing, what was I going to say? Me and Taylor will drop one more Clone Wars retro. We're going to take a little break because soon, if everything lines up, don't hold us gunpoint. But we are very much wanting to do a Tarantino retro. We're hoping to start that up next week.
Yeah.
So once that starts, you'll probably begin
It's gonna
those.
be fun.
And then also, because it does release in July publicly, but we always, when we do E3, we're always sitting around hanging out, and we always record the Comic-Con draft. So the Comic-Con 2019 draft is going to be happening. So you'll be able to get that early June, and half the content's for $1.
Honestly, the next 3 months are just going to have so much content.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly excited.
And if you go to Patreon, you get half that for $1, all of it for $5, and it's worth it. It is. I know, I'm saying worth it because we record, but we spend lots of times. And thank you for your support, because if you like what we do here, you support us, and you got us all this nice gear, and we sound so much better. As you can see, hopefully we're going to be live streaming more often because I cracked the code on that, so I'll probably announce it ahead of time.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for tuning in. Dylan, it's great to have you back on Newscast.
Thank you so much. You too, sir.
Taylor, you can burn right to hell.
Ooh.
Next time when you hear from us, it'll not be boring.
Peace.